You're at the park, cheering on your teenager. She slips off the low balance beam. Nothing dramatic. Yet the x-ray later shows a cracked wrist. The doctor calls it clumsiness. But here's the thing. That tiny fracture might have been set in motion long before she was even born. Today we're talking about the stealthy role of PFOS, the so-called forever chemicals, and how they could be shaping kids' bones for life. Grab your coffee. Let's dig in. First, a quick rewind. Non-stick pans, stain-proof carpets, greasy burger wrappers, waterproof jackets. They look harmless on store shelves. One by one, they're background noise. Together, they create a chemical soundtrack our bodies can't mute. And scientists are learning that the opening notes of that soundtrack start playing in the womb. Signpost, the big timeline. By the time a teen shows up in the ER, the real story may be a decade, or even a generation, old. Factory choices made miles away, dinner decisions made right at home, all nudge biology in quiet, persistent ways. Kids can reach adult-level PFOS loads before they hit middle school. Let that sink in for a second. Signpost. What's happening inside the skeleton? Bone isn't a stone statue. It's a 24/7 construction site. Crews of cells tear down old material and lay fresh scaffolding, guided by hormones, nutrients, and the simple act of running around. PFOS don't smash in with a wrecking ball. They slide in like uninvited consultants who rewrite the blueprints when no one's looking. Example 1. Hormones. Estrogen and other sex hormones decide when growth plates fire up, how much calcium gets banked, and when the building boom winds down. Lab studies show PFOS can latch onto those hormone receptors or tinker with hormone levels. Nudge puberty a few months earlier, blunt that protective rise in hormones, and boom, less total bone is laid down during the teen years. Example 2. Nutrient handling. PFOS mess with how the gut and kidneys shuffle calcium and phosphate, plus how bone cells respond to vitamin D. On paper, a kid might hit the recommended daily calcium. In reality, her bones never see the full deposit. Why girls may feel it more? Their prime bone-building window is shorter and tightly linked to puberty milestones. Shift the schedule, and there's less time to catch up. Boys have a longer runway and higher peak bone mass, so they get a small buffer. Quick pause. Take a breath. That's the biology snapshot. Signpost. The sources we don't see. Firefighting foam near airports, coatings on food packing lines, treatments on rain jackets, all leak PFOS into water, air, and household dust. Families never see the original source. They just live with the downstream effects, including bones that are ever so slightly thinner. Imagine two kids on that playground balance beam. One has sturdy sneakers. The other? Her soles are just a tad slick. She won't fall every time, but her odds of a sprain, or a fracture, go up. That's what researchers worry about. Not catastrophe, but a quiet tilt in the odds. Signpost. The numbers that matter. A 2023 study used high-precision scans to spot tiny drops, about 6 to 7%, in teen bone mineral density. Sounds small, right? But bone is like a savings account. You make deposits fastest in childhood and adolescence, then spend the rest of life making slow withdrawals. Start adulthood with less in the bank, and a simple slip on winter ice can mean surgery instead of a bruise at age 60. Zoom out and you get ripple effects. More hip repairs, higher insurance costs, maybe even city planners rethinking fall-proof sidewalks. Schools could pair cafeteria menus with bone-smart recess plans, while that step-counting app on your phone might one day ping you about local PFOS alerts. Wild, but entirely possible. Signpost. So what do we do? The question isn't, is any contact safe, but how low can we drive everyday doses? Solutions can start at 3 levels. 1. Home. Swap one non-stick pan for cast iron. Choose PFAS-free dental floss. Check your water report. 2. Community. Push for filters on municipal taps. Share neighborhood test results. 3. Industry and policy. Demand quieter chemistries and clear labels, the way we now expect nutrition facts. Pick one layer and start there. Small moves add up when millions of households join in. Recap and takeaway. So here's what we covered today. 1. PFAS slip into daily life through products like nonstick cookware and stain-resistant fabrics, and kids can hit adult exposure levels shockingly early. 2. Inside growing bodies, these chemicals act like rogue consultants, tweaking hormone signals and mineral handling, especially in girls, and quietly shaving dollars off the bone savings account. 3. Even a 6% drop in teen bone density can snowball into more fractures and surgeries decades later, reshaping health costs and city planning. 4. The fix isn't one grand gesture. It's stacking small wins, at home, in the community, and through tougher regulations, to drive doses as low as we can. Here's your action step. Pick one PFAS source you can ditch this week. Maybe it's switching to stainless steel pans, grabbing PFAS-free food wrappers, or simply pulling your water quality report. Choose the easiest win and take it. Your future bones, or your kids, will thank you. Thanks for listening. If you learned something, share this episode with a friend who still loves their old nonstick skillet. Next week, we'll unpack the science of microplastics in baby food. Until then, stay curious and take care of those bones.